You've been told you need to manifest your dream life, that you have to visualize it, journal it, say it out loud 10 times in front of the mirror while smiling like a lunatic. But what if I told you that your dream life already exists and your only job is to tune into it? And no, this isn't some weird, just think positive, motivational bullshit. It's about actual science and structure. Because here's the truth most people miss. You're not manifesting from scratch. You're merely accessing a pre-existing field. Stick around and I'll show you exactly how the superconscious field works and why the version of you who already has what you want is waiting for you to catch up. Let's get real for a sec, because you've read the books, you've made the vision boards, you've probably even whispered, "I'm abundant," while your bank app said otherwise. You're doing all the right manifestation things, so why isn't your life changing? Because you're trying to force a new reality from your current structure, and that structure is still locked in lack. You're still trying to get what you don't have. You're still holding on to the identity of someone who doesn't have it while asking to receive it. And the field doesn't respond to that because it doesn't care about your wishes. It responds to your identity, your structure, your frequency. Let's talk science for a brief second. According to Greg Braden and quantum physics itself, there's not just one reality. There are infinite possibilities. Every version of your life already exists in the field of potential, what Braden calls the divine matrix. It's not just some mystical idea. It's a literal field of energy and information that connects all outcomes, all versions of you, and all timelines. So the life where you're financially free is already in the field. The one where you're in love, fit, fulfilled, doing meaningful work, that one's in there too. Even the version of you who said "F society" and moved into a treehouse in Bali, it's in there. But here's the catch. These possibilities only exist as probabilities until you interact with the field. And how do you interact with it? Well, not through effort or hustle. You do it through choice. Let me give you a metaphor. The quantum field is like Netflix. All the movies already exist. You're not creating them. You're simply choosing which one to press play on. And your identity, your beliefs, your emotions, the structure you're operating from, that's your remote. That's what manifestation really is about. It's not wishful thinking, it's alignment with the version of you that's already there. Here's why this changes everything. See, most people try to manifest from a place of desire. I want more money, I want a relationship, I want to feel fulfilled. But what they're actually broadcasting into the field is the opposite. They're unconsciously saying, I don't have money, I don't have love, I'm disconnected from purpose. And the field doesn't respond to what you say, it responds to what you are. Greg Braden puts it perfectly. He says, the field responds to what we feel is true, not what we hope is true. So if you feel lack, even while affirming abundance, the field mirrors that lack. If you try to force results while embodying frustration, you stay stuck in the structure of not having. But when you shift into the energy of already having it, when you embody the result before it's visible, the field starts to organize itself around that new structure. So the real key isn't just visualizing or journaling your dream life. It's becoming the version of you who's already living it and letting the field catch up. I think I first really got the power of this when my old mentor shared a story about how he learned to dance. Now, this guy was successful in business, but dancing, he sucked bad, like full-on Frankenstein vibes. He was stiff, awkward, and painfully self-aware. But after his business took off and he had some free time, plus a little nudging from his wife, he decided to give ballroom dancing a shot. So he starts taking classes week after week, but nothing's clicking. Months go by, and he's still just bad. Eventually, he started diving into the work of Neville Goddard, who, by the way, also talked a lot about manifestation, and something hit him. He realized he was trying to learn how to dance while still seeing himself as someone who can't dance. So one night he made a decision. He walks into class the next day and says, "All right, guys, I've been coming in here for months and I haven't improved at all, but that ends today. Last night I decided I'm a great dancer now." And everyone looked at him like, "Okay, buddy, sure you are." But he wasn't joking. From that moment on, something shifted. He started improving fast, like freakishly fast. A few months later, he and his wife actually entered their first real competition, and now I don't remember if they won, but they definitely came in the top 3. Not because he worked harder or because he learned a secret technique or move or something, but because he stopped trying to become a good dancer and started seeing himself as someone who already was. That's the difference. And the field responded to that. This is why most self-development burns people out. They try to fix themselves instead of choosing their true end result and building the structure around it. But when you understand how the field works, you realize manifestation is not a hustle, it's a matching game. You don't create the result by climbing toward it. You create it by locking into the structure where it's already true. That's why in my program, we don't waste time trying to heal the past or figure out the how. We step into the end result. We create structural tension, we recode the resistance, and then we let the field do what it's built to do. Here's the wild part. Whether you realize it or not, you're always sending a signal. The field is always listening, even when you feel stuck, even when you're doubting yourself, even when you're doing nothing at all. It's not responding to your words, it's responding to your state, to the version of you that's currently holding the remote. You gotta understand this. You're always plugged in. You're always broadcasting something. So the question is, what's the instruction you're silently giving the field right now? Because it is an instruction. When you say you want money, but your actions say I'm not ready, the field picks up that. When you talk about creating impact, but you don't take aligned action, you're reinforcing a structure where the impact can never land. That's what we call the invisible instruction. And your behavior, what you do, what you avoid, what you choose, that is your highest form of communication. So the real question is, are you feeding the field with the version of you who's waiting for permission, or the one who already owns the life they love? So here's what I want you to try. Today, right now, choose an end result that lights you up. Not a fix, not a coping mechanism, a true desire. Now ask yourself, what does the version of me who's already living this feel like? What does he believe about himself or herself? What does he know to be true? Then hold that structure, not as a wish, but as a firm choice. And if resistance comes up, well, that's your next recode. That's what we work with, because that's the only thing stopping the field from responding. So just to recap, if you've been trying to manifest but nothing's changing, it's not your fault. You were given only half the story. You don't need more affirmations, you need a new structure. One that matches the version of you who already has it. That's what I help you build inside my free Skool group. We step into the end result, we recode the resistance, and we create from alignment, not effort. Click the link in my bio, join my free community, even if you have to create a Skool account for that, so you can learn how to stop manifesting from lack and start creating with precision. I'll see you inside.